to another recording week, I don't know, of Beyond the Screen. I'm getting really good. It's another week and another recording of Beyond the Screen.
You could have said episode.
It's an episode.
Another episode of Beyond the Screen. I am one of your hosts, Sarah. As you can tell, I'm doing really great, especially mentally, just knocking it out of the park. With me, as always, is Sean. Hello,
Hi,
Sean.
I'm Sean.
How are you doing? How are you doing mentally?
I'm back home. I don't think I was. Last time we did this.
That's right.
I no longer have the yellow walls.
Yes.
We're selling the place.
Is the ghost there? Did it follow you home?
No, that's the other home. No, it did not.
It did not follow you? Okay, good.
The ghost is still at my grandparents' house. But I watched some movies today. One of them I kind of liked, and the other one I watched Spider-Man 3 today, which we're not going to talk about tonight. We're going to talk about that in a couple weeks. But I enjoyed the other movie a lot more.
You were wrong. And before we get into it, we also have Mike with us. Hello, Mike.
Hello.
How's your mental state?
It's fine.
I'm just checking in, make sure everyone's doing fine.
It's fine.
Are you doing fine, Sarah? What's going on?
Yeah, not at all.
Sure. Okay. No, it's all good.
Good. Okay. I'm just in a silly, goofy mood.
I'm just thinking about it.
I'm not gonna do it. I'm just thinking about it.
I'm not gonna do it. I'm just thinking about it.
How many TikTok audios can we get into this?
I don't know. I spend way too much time on TikTok.
Same.
Like,
wait,
I think I started using it towards like maybe the beginning of the pandemic.
Okay.
Maybe it was the middle.
So you were in the early stages.
Well, no.
Bored in the house and I'm in the house bored. Bored in the house and I'm in the house bored.
I was there for that one, but I feel like TikTok was a big thing before that. Because my little sister was really into it, and I was always like, this is the dumbest thing ever. And then pandemic hit, and I got really bored. And I made my way to TikTok, and ever since
to it.
I'm just like, dude, I used to be so shit. Because like it's not Vine.
No.
I still miss Vine, rip Vine, dude. But I'm really upset that Mike didn't see what I did. Sir, this is a Wendy's. But I just Vine. Okay. I don't know, man. I don't know what it is about TikTok.
Stop! You almost made me drop my croissant.
My croissant.
Oh god, that guy's amazing.
That's my favorite.
Dude, okay, what is the best Vine? We ranked the 50 best Vines of all time, and you walk up. Okay, we're not gonna do all of these, but we'll do a couple of these. We'll do the top 10. How about that? Okay. Let's look. Number 10 is. It's look at all those chickens.
Look at all those chickens.
Pretty good.
I'm a lesbian.
Milk
I thought you were
beep.
American.
Number 9 is the milk beep. You guys remember that one? Where
No.
the grandma's carrying the thing of milk and the person honks the horn and she fucking throws it. Well, that one's just unavailable. Has never went to Uvu Javar. I don't know that one, dude.
Nope.
This is great.
That one's another one. I don't know. That one's LeBron James.
LeBron James.
That's a good one. A lot of these are like, here's a good one. And they were roommates. Oh my god, they were roommates. This bitch empty. Yeet. That one's also really good. Anyways, man. Rip my man's Vine. He didn't do anything.
No, my TikTok sound I just say every day at work is, oh no, our table.
No.
It's broken.
I've been doing that one a lot. What's your favorite TikTok sound?
Right now it's that one.
It's that one. No, but like of all time.
It's that one. I really like when when it was like, here comes the boy.
Mhm.
I like it when it was like,
Yes.
here comes the boy.
Boy!
Boy,
Hello.
there.
That's my favorite.
Yep.
I do it every time my husky comes running around the corner. Comes the boy.
Boy.
I used to do that at work too, and they would all look at me like I was crazy.
Dude,
It was like,
I
it's so good.
do
Where
that
he
all the
comes,
time.
here we go. There he is. It's so good.
Oh, but I mean, it's not a TikTok sound. It originated from a YouTube video, but it became like really big on TikTok. I really like. Her sister was a witch.
We were just watching that video.
Yeah.
You're gonna look me in the face and tell me that I'm wrong. We're literally just watching it. Grow
Oh, what about you,
up.
Mike? Grow up. Fuck you.
It's so good.
Oh god, I've watched so many TikToks and there's so many sounds. Mainly there's mashups I listen to on there. A lot of people do blind reacts to mashups. So I'm a sucker for those mashups. And there's one recently that's been hooked in my head right now. And somebody did a mashup of Michael Jackson's Remember the Time with Phil Collins in the Air Tonight. I was like, it was like so good. And people want a full version of that. It's like, I'm the mashup kind of guy. I love my mashups. So,
Somebody touch my spaghetti.
I also do. Don't be suspicious. Don't be suspicious.
Yeah, don't be suspicious. Don't be suspicious.
Don't be suspicious.
they're not gonna know. Who's gonna know?
They're not gonna know. They're gonna know.
They're gonna know.
I think
This is the
was a
whole show
Vine.
tonight.
It was a Vine, not a TikTok, but I really like the one where it's like the two guys in the boat and they're paddling. And he's like, it goes down.
Yeah.
It don't
No,
go
it
down, it go
doesn't.
down.
Oh no.
Now at work, we've just been quoting SpongeBob back and forth to each other a lot
Nice.
too, with
Nice.
different TikToks. So that's been fun.
SpongeBob is very quotable.
Very much.
It's not a boulder. It's a rock.
Pioneers used to ride these babies for miles.
I
Dude,
quote
you know,
all the
like daily I go, Krusty Krab pizza is the pizza for you. And
Yep.
I go.
yeah.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
I say nobody can say chocolate around me without me going, chocolate?
We do that one a lot
I
too.
love chocolate.
What are they selling? Chocolate.
I remember when they invented chocolate. I always hated it.
I just pulled up a list of SpongeBob quotes, but you had one, Sarah.
I go, is mayonnaise an instrument? All the time.
I you know, funnily enough, I do the
No,
other one from that
Patrick.
episode, the whoever da you left your lights on. He's like,
I quoted it the other night when I was closing, and I was like, taking out the trash at night. And all my teenager workers looked at me like, what? I was like, are you kidding me? Taking out the trash at night.
I do maybe not today, and maybe not tomorrow, and maybe not the next day, or the day after that, or the day after that, or the next day, or the next day. I do that one a lot. I just pulled up a list. This one's pretty good. Goodbye, everyone. I'll remember you all in therapy.
Yeah. We've been quoting the one that's like, you forgot my Dr. Kelp. Where's my drink? Krusty Krab.
Don't you dare take the name of Texas in vain.
No.
Oh.
Texas.
Texas. I'm Dirty Dan. No,
What are you,
I'm Dirty
stupid?
Dan.
I'm Penny Larry.
Yeah. We should take Bikini Bottom
Oh, that one a
and
lot.
push
And
it
push
somewhere.
I quote that one all the time.
Dude, what's the one where it's
Alone.
it's
Alone.
it shows
Alone.
this it's like a couple eating a dinner or something, and they say they're in like a restaurant and they say something, and then it goes, I had a friend once,
Yes,
and
yes,
it cuts
he
over to SpongeBob.
Yeah, he's like, Oh man, I dropped my pen. I have a pen you can borrow. I lost something once.
Yeah, that was it.
That was a TikTok sound for a while too.
Was it?
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah. Good
SpongeBob
times.
podcast win, dude.
Okay.
I know there is one. I think Hector Navarro does one.
Really?
Yeah, he does. Yeah,
Yeah.
he
Anyways.
does. Yep.
Now that
Anyways.
10 minutes of stupid vamping is over.
Yep, that's it.
Yeah.
Regimented.
So I have a employee who's 17, and I like to listen to music at work when I can sometimes. And I've recently been asking him if he knows certain artists, and he does not. So I asked him if you know who Weezer is, all the hippie bands I like. So Blink-182, My Chemical Romance.
Yeah.
He didn't know the song Dancing Queen. He didn't know any of these songs. I was like, bruh, get educated.
So you mentioned Weezer. I used to shit on Weezer a lot.
Everyone does.
Because everybody shits on Weezer.
Yeah, everyone does. Yeah.
I love
And
Weezer.
then in August or whatever, when I saw them in concert, I saw them and Fall Out Boy fucked me and they didn't show.
Ooh.
But
Ooh.
They didn't show up?
no, because one of them had COVID, I think.
No.
So understandable. I'm joking when they say that they fucked me.
No, you're not.
But it was
Right.
it was Weezer and Green Day. But
Oh.
I always was
Gr-
like, what was that?
Nothing. Oh, wait. Sorry.
No, you had a question about Green
Was
Day.
Green Day good? Was he still
Oh
good?
my god! Oh my god! Yeah,
He also didn't know
Oh
who
my
Green
God,
Day
yeah.
was. It broke
That's-
my heart.
dude. I was talking to a kid the other day, and they were like, and I there was a Green Day song on, and they were like, they sound like every other musician, and I almost strangled them.
They are
I
the
almost killed
beginning
them
of
on the spot. Yeah, I
They-
almost killed them on the spot. But
No, but Weezer.
I always used to shit on them, and then I saw them live. I was like, ooh, never mind. I really like Weezer now.
I saw
And
them
used
live.
to be on the
They were
hate
good.
train.
Yeah.
They're very good. They're very good. And
Yeah,
you know
they're-
what? Their cover of Africa is terrible.
Yes.
I like their
you.
cover album that they put out.
No.
I think it's really
That
good.
cover album is pure.
I don't know about the rest of it, but the Weezer one, the Africa, it's awful. But when they did it live, it was incredible.
I bet.
It was really
Yeah.
good. They did a really good
bet.
job when they played it live. It's just the fucking recording.
Yeah, that's
that
the
they
thing.
have.
Yeah, most live
is
stuff
terrible.
is better than any recording ever.
Yeah.
So, witness it live, people.
When Green Day they brought this 16-year-old kid up on stage and he played guitar with them. So that was pretty cool.
The Killers do that. They bring
Yeah.
people on stage
I
to
know a
play
lot of-
drums.
I know a lot of people. I think a lot of bands do stuff like that.
Yeah.
But I just it was cool that it was like this teenager, this kid. I was like, dude, that kid's gonna he's gonna go to school in a couple days and.
Was he good? Did he mess up?
Yeah, no, he was good.
Oh, good.
He played well. Yeah, he was good. This was like 3 months ago, and I'm bringing it up now.
Oh,
Green Day.
Green Day. Anyways, I don't know. Yeah, that's all I have to say. About
I mean,
Green
that
Day
can
music.
transition into what I want to say about Taylor Swift.
you got 2 minutes?
Taylor Swift's album.
2 minutes on Taylor Swift. Let's go.
I've been listening to specifically I Knew You Were Trouble.
I knew you were trouble when
22.
you walked in.
And we are never ever getting back together because I'm a very basic Taylor Swift fan.
I have only been listening to the 10-minute version of All Too Well.
The Jake Gyllenhaal song?
And let me tell you why, because Taylor Swift murdered Jake Gyllenhaal. He is
Oh my
dead.
God.
There is no more Jake Gyllenhaal. Okay, I used to listen to oh my god, I used to listen to Taylor Swift way back in the day, like 2006 when she first came out. I'm getting distracted, and
Me too.
I stopped listening at Red. So Red is the album that she just re-released. So I didn't really listen to any of their songs. I was like, oh, Taylor Swift. She's changing her
That's when
style.
It
Poppy.
sounded a lot more poppy, yeah.
Yes. And I like her. I like Speak Now. I like all her older stuff is really good.
That was the first one
So-
she did, right?
No, she hasn't. The first one she did was Fearless, which I really like Fearless.
Yeah, I've got a couple songs on there. saved
People
on Spotify.
think she's going to do Speak Now next.
She
but-
should. There's some songs on there I like.
Speak Now is really good.
Yeah.
So I don't really care much about Taylor Swift until the internet exploded with the 10-minute version of the song, which is incredible. I listened to it and I was like, okay, this is good. And she is dragging him through the mud. And then all the TikToks are just conspiracy theories, all this crazy stuff. And then I re-listened to it again last night in a really bad mental state.
Ooh.
And I was like, oh shit, I really relate to this song a lot more than I thought I did.
Ooh.
But like briefly, my 2 minutes are about to be up. Doesn't matter. Okay, so briefly, if you don't know, for those, and no, probably don't know, for those listening, I don't know, maybe you do. For Jay Wade, who's listening and probably has no idea what this thing is going on, Taylor Swift dated Jake Gyllenhaal when she was 20, and he was, I don't know, 30 something.
Yeah, because he's like 76 now or something.
Yeah, he's like 84.
I think they put him in hospice the other day.
She wrote the song, and people back into this song was released 10 years ago, and people speculated it was about him, and it was 5 minutes, but it was never really confirmed. Then when she re-released the whole album, she added a 10-minute version of the song, and it's pretty much confirmed it's him. And it's literally, the lyrics are just like dragging him. Like it's really damning. I mean, like, there's lines about how he missed her 21st birthday and he was manipulative. And along with the song, she released a short film that she directed, starring Dylan O'Brien and Sadie Hawkins. That's not her last name. Yes, from Stranger Things.
Yeah.
And they are playing her and Jake.
That's
allegedly.
At first I was thinking, man, there's a really big age difference between that matchup. And then I went, oh, that's the point. Okay.
And the short film is the song. It's just, there's like a whole fight scene in it. It's really well done.
I
haven't seen it.
She directed it and it's really good. Like, it's really good. And
she's really talented.
Yeah, she's got some really good lines. My favorite line in the song that I constantly quote over is, I was never good at telling jokes, but the punchline is, I'm going to tell you what the punchline is. I'll get older, but your lovers still stay my age, which is just like,
oh, damn.
And Jake Gyllenhaal's current girlfriend is 23, and they started dating when she was 21.
Oh, God.
And he's in his 40s. Shit. So
that's some Leo shit.
Yeah. So it's been very
Hollywood's
interesting.
Be fucking weird, bro.
And a lot of people don't really like Jake Gyllenhaal kind of to begin with. Just think he's like arrogant and stuff. And her lyrics make it seem like he's just very narcissistic. So it's not a good look for my man, Jake over here.
Which is, it's funny because I don't really pay attention to celebrity gossip or anything.
Oh, me neither.
So my only exposure with Jake Gyllenhaal was the press tour for Far From Home, which he was very funny during, and when he's his appearance in John Mulaney's special, the Sack Lunch Bunch special, where he does music everywhere at the end.
People are putting that clip all over the place.
People. I've seen some people calling out John Mulaney with it as well, which I mean, there was.
We don't gotta talk about John. That's a whole other mess.
Yeah.
I was on the bench. I was on the bench. I was on the bench. I was on the bench.
I was sitting on the bench. I was sitting on the bench.
I was sitting on the bench.
I was sitting. Was that Olivia Munn?
Yes, it was. Yes. They have since broke up, and she is pregnant.
Have they really?
I heard that they broke up.
Is that real or is that like?
I don't know. It also saw it. So John Mulaney for Jay Wade. John Mulaney and his wife.
Lawyers all the way up for divorce from Vanity Fair.
Yep, he's getting divorced from his wife that he said that he never wanted to have. She wanted to have kids. He said he never wanted to have kids because he had an addiction. Then he, after like 11 months getting out of rehab, decided to divorce his wife, started dating Olivia Munn, got pregnant immediately with her, and it's a mess. It's a whole mess.
It looks like he's getting divorced for the baby. So it sounds
they were
like
already
still together,
getting divorced.
But I mean, it sounds like he's speeding it up because the baby's coming.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah,
at least that's what people are saying. So it looks like he's still with Olivia Munn.
Yeah. Oh, okay. I saw a thing, but it could have just been.
Yeah, they're still together. It's just he's speeding up the process of divorcing his wife.
There's some great guys out there.
So.
And then there's
Hollywood is a hot mess.
Then there's there's all that shit with Chris Pratt as well.
Oh God, we don't gotta talk about that.
Yeah.
Welcome to Celebrity Gossip. I'm your girl.
That was the thing where he posted something recently about like his
all right, here we go. Chris
and
Pratt.
people were like
he thanked his
what about your
new
other
wife.
What about your other kid, bro?
He thanked his new wife for giving him a healthy baby girl when his baby with Anna Faris is like disabled. And people are like, dude, what the fuck is wrong with you? Like,
I want to believe.
I want to like him. I just can't.
I want to believe that it's just him not thinking and poorly wording something.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah. There's other things I'm like more forgiving of, but I'm just like, bro, like, it's not a good look.
Yeah. There's other stuff that people get upset about with Chris Pratt that I think is baseless and taking assumptions based on other things. But that's one where I was looking at it and I was like, how you gonna expose yourself like that? You caught yourself in 4K, my guy. You
did that to yourself, my man.
Oh fuck! I just hit my knee on the desk. Anyways, should we get into like the stuff that we were going to talk about this week before we went off the rails?
Yeah, that was a fun little celebrity gossip corner. Let's do that every week.
Because I just want the absolute tonal whiplash of talking about celebrity gossip. Let's talk about religious trauma.
All right, let's get into it.
Mass, people, which Sarah told us to watch on a previous episode of this show. And I was not thinking about that when I decided to watch it. I was on TikTok. Bringing it full circle. I was on TikTok and I saw a scene between Mike's like, all right, I can go to sleep now. We're talking about Midnight Mass. We won't do
give
this
me
for
credit.
Too long.
Oh, we will do this. This is the whole show.
But because I don't want to get too into spoilers because I want Mike to watch it because I think it's really good.
No, I've seen the spoilers. I know what you guys are talking about.
This one?
But
yeah, that one.
Well, I wasn't even going to say like I think there's so many spoilers beyond that.
I mean, there's stuff I probably haven't seen, but Let's
be honest, is Mike going to watch the show?
Probably not, but I hope he does because it's really good. So I was on TikTok and I saw a scene between Father Paul and Riley.
Father Paul. Why is it always fucking Paul? Why is the name Paul?
Because they explain it in the show why his name is Paul.
Yeah, this one makes more sense. But
so fucking smart. That's what I want to. So, well, first of all, I saw a scene where they were like getting really heated with each other, and like
Paul and who?
Yell. I think it was Riley. Isn't that the main character's name?
Oh, is it when they're in the center of the chairs? Yeah,
after the big thing. When they get like really heated with each other, and I was like, kind of like this Father Paul. I don't know. I shouldn't, but he's very passionate.
I love
in this
him.
Scene.
I love him.
And so I put on the first episode and I watched it, and I watched it at like 11 o'clock at night, and I had to work the next day, so I was like, okay, I gotta whatever. And so I did that. I went to work, and then I sat down at my computer after work the next day, and I watched 6 hours of the show and finished it. And I think around episode 4 or something, I messaged you, Sarah, and I was like, I messaged in our group chat, and I was like, I'm watching Midnight Mass.
Yeah.
And then it just devolved from there. But like, oh my God. Okay, so I'm not a religious person. I was raised in a very religious household, and
Okay.
I got my first Holy Communion,
Oh,
and then I
wow.
kind of backed out. I didn't get far enough to do like confirmation and all that stuff. But
So you were raised
I
Catholic?
Catholic, yes.
Okay.
So I did my first Holy Communion, and then I did Sunday school until like sixth grade or something, and then I was like, all right, that's it. I'm good. And I've never been a super religious person. If we would get into labels, I'd label myself agnostic, not
Okay.
atheist. I just can't afford to think about it. I'm just like, it's too big a question for me. And so I had somewhat familiarity with the subject, but I was also coming at it from the outside and being somewhat biased in certain ways. And I just was sucked so far into the drama of it all. And this is so I'm agnostic, but I love the idea of belief. It's actually like one of my favorite things. I think it's like this is not, if not to get like super deep with it, I think it's like one of the most beautiful things in humanity. Like, even though I don't have it, I'm just like, I think it's incredible in other people. And I think it's very interesting. And the way some people talk about it, I find very compelling. And that's what this show does, because there's a monologue between two characters. It's like a couple monologues. It's a lot of monologues.
It's like 4 monologues back to back.
Yeah.
It's
But they're
insane.
talking about what they think happens after you die. And one person labels themselves an atheist, so is very much like I'm not. And the other one, I would say, seems to be struggling with their faith, but leaning towards believing and wanting to believe. And the reasons they give for wanting to believe, I think, are so compelling and are just... I think if anybody out there doesn't get it, you could watch this show and come around and be like, I understand why people would see this way. I think Mike Flanagan, which I think now I know he's had some religious shit in his past, and I think now he's come out of it a non-believer. But I think
he said he's agnostic.
Yeah. But I think he pours in his arguments for it so beautifully into it, where you're seeing like, even if you don't believe, you see why people believe.
Yes.
In a very beautiful way, I think. And not in like an annoying way. And they do also, there is criticism as well. There's a lot of criticism of faith and of the church in this show. But
he does it all.
He does it all in such an incredibly smart and well-written way. And it's kind of scary. It's not too scary. I was able to watch it fine. There's a couple jump scares that got me. I want to give you time to speak in a second. But I think it tackles faith in the best way I think I've ever seen done in a form of media. It tackles like religious mythology and ties it into the mythology of a really popular horror thing
Trope.
in a way, or trope, that is so fucking genius that as the ties are being laid in, you're like, oh, I get it. Like, I get it. Like, this is some of the smartest shit I've ever seen. The characters are all written so well. You know what also, there's a scene that handles separation of church and state, especially in schools, perfectly, where it's just, I'm gonna kind of spoil it. There's Rahul Kohli plays the sheriff in the town, and he's a Muslim, and he gets they're like the lady is handing out Bibles in the classroom.
Fucking Bev.
Fucking Bev. And
so
they're
good.
really getting into it. And eventually he just keeps going. And she goes, you know what? I'm not sure if this is the right place to be having this conversation. And he just goes, yes, exactly. That's my point. Like, I thought that scene was brilliant. Anyways, I'm gonna let you speak now. I fucking 10 out of 10 loved it. I thought it was perfect.
Yeah, I think even now, we watched it probably like a couple weeks ago. Even now, like it still resonates with me, and I still just think about it all the time.
Yeah.
There's a lot of monologues. He loves his monologues,
Yes.
but I do feel like this show is a perfect show. Like everything is set up perfectly and beautifully, and it all kind of ties into each other, and it does balance like the mythology and religion, and even like watching it, I don't think, like you said, I don't think it's offensive to either side. Like people that aren't like agnostic or atheist watching it don't feel like they're getting bashed over the head with isn't religion great, but it's also not offensive for like religion's stupid and you're stupid for like it. You know what I mean? Like it just it really just shows like the humanity of it. And I grew up in a Methodist church, so not Catholic, but still pretty similar with the traditions and all the same hymns. Like me and my husband were singing all the songs. Like I was like, oh, I know this one. Like, and
I know this song.
I was like, I know this one. All the different the traditions aspects of it. And I'm not religious, but like I still like believe in a God and have my own relationship and stuff like that. I'm actually dealing with my own struggles with religion right now and figuring out all that fun stuff. But so watching it for me, like I wasn't ever really offended, and I think it just brings up so many good questions. And I would like to talk about the end, so I might spoil it a little bit. But
all right, so you want to get into spoilers a little bit?
I do. I just want to talk about what I like, the theme of the show overall for me, which might be a spoiler. So spoiler. Yeah, it's definitely a big spoiler.
Okay, so we're gonna talk about spoilers here. I'm not smart enough to like be like, this is about how long I think this is gonna take or whatever. Jump forward like 10 minutes or something. I don't know.
Yeah,
maybe we'll be done in that time.
All right. So for me, I love that the show and what he's trying to say is that like it doesn't matter anything you do. Like it doesn't, like with Bev being so not in that sense, but like with Bev being so like religious and judgmental and all this stuff, that everyone dies. Like we all die the same way. Like we're all gonna end up dead. It doesn't matter. Like and that isn't even like, that could be really hopeless and really like sad, but to me like that's just like really beautiful in the sense that like everyone comes in together and we all leave together, and it all just really ties into that idea. Like, well, that's what I'm saying. Like episode 4, they start setting up this what happens when we die, and and then at the end it's like okay, let's talk about it. Like let's get into it.
This is what happens. The ending, I had a couple things where I like, there's a whole scene where they're like, this is how the vampirism or whatever is working, and I was like, I don't. We're getting a little in the weeds for, I don't know if I care to know this much about, but I think it's important to establish how it all, I think it's important at the end of the day, but I think that's the point where I was like, okay, some of these monologues are getting a little long, and it's when like it's monologuing about how this is all working, and it's not so much personal monologues anymore. The one monologue where I was like, what are we doing, is when the sheriff is talking about his past and how he became a cop and everything. And I was like,
his wife?
What is... Yeah, with his wife, and he's like, and that's why I came here or whatever. I was like, bro, what are we... Like,
yeah, I think it was just a set-up character.
Yes, but it was right after they were like, hey, this really bad shit's about to happen to him. And he's like, let me tell you about why I'm here.
Yeah, it was like, really random.
I was like, dude, we don't have time. They're vampires, bro. We can't be doing this. But I think there's also, some very clear Jonestown stuff. Like subtlety of a metal bat to the head. Jonestown stuff at the ending.
it's 7 episodes, right? So the 6th
Yeah.
episode, the midnight mass, if you will, the Easter
Yes.
midnight mass scene is incredible.
That fucked me up. That fucked me up so bad. I spent the entire time like this. Like just,
the whole episode, let's talk about the guy who plays Pastor Paul is absolutely insane. He is so good. He is so good in this show.
And he made me fucking love this dude who fucked everything up.
And I love it. I love him.
Fucking saw this vampire and was like, that's an angel. And I love it because you're like, I get it. I fucking get like how if you're, and they go into the shit of like in the Bible, whenever an angel appears, they're like, fear not or whatever.
Fear not.
Because angels in the Bible
are
fucking terrifying creatures.
So you understand why, like, he would believe that this was an angel.
Yes.
Like, everything is just so... And that's why I was curious, like, I asked you, like, are you, like, religious or not? Because I was curious, like, how people who aren't religious or didn't really grow up with this kind of stuff, like, if they could still, not understand, but if they had, like, an appreciation. Because I'm like, I remember reading about this and hearing about, like, angels are terrifying. That's why people say don't be afraid. Like, that's why they're all scared. Yeah. I think
it helps that I have a fascination with religion in general, even though I don't practice or anything. I find it very compelling and interesting. So
they really cover
to learn.
Yeah,
and the show teaches you.
He covers what it's like how people could. How do I want to say this? Like, follow a man. I have a real issue right now with like pastors in general, with like that concept in general and like priests and stuff. But Mike Flanagan does a really good job of like kind of showing like how they are able to persuade people with their words. And especially with that last scene, the one scene he's talking about how there's a war coming. We have to get ready. Yeah. We are sent here.
We are God's army.
We are God's army. And that's like stuff I have heard pastors say. Like, there are things that I'm just like, this is real life. Like, this is what is happening. And everything's just written so well. And it's crazy. And
it's so well done. I had, when, this is a massive spoiler, when the fucking vampire walks in the priest garb.
Oh,
I think
so
the vampires
funny.
were kind of funny because I'm like,
the vampire's design is scary. It's like really creepy.
But then he's walking around in like human clothes, and I'm like,
it's so weird.
What's his level of intelligence?
Yeah.
Like, is he like, are we going to eat them now, Paul? And Paul's like, okay, I got to put the fedora on you first. Okay, get in the trench coat.
It's like Venom.
Now
like,
we're putting
really
a priest, like which one of them, Paul? And he's like, well, first get the priest uniform on, okay? And I don't know what
it's so funny. No,
it's kind of funny to me, but it's also terrifying.
Yeah,
but you also get it. You get like, and they say it, I think, in the show because the sheriff's son is like, I'm gonna go to church, and the sheriff is like, why? You're a Muslim. You're not gonna go to church. And he's like, bro, she just fucking stood up out of her wheelchair and walked.
Yeah,
like, how are you not gonna go? Okay, there's something here. You know what I'm saying? Like if you see that, if you see all the people fucking doing the shit they're doing on this island, you know?
Yeah.
How are you gonna go, nah, dude? You know?
Yeah, I don't believe you.
That's like that's a side tangent, but that's my issue with Game of Thrones is religion, where, like, Sarah, you watched Game of Thrones, right?
Yeah. With the high priest, remember? You talked about how you didn't like the high priest.
Yeah, I didn't like that. But the Lord of Light, clearly the correct religion of Westeros, because the dude fucking keeps dying and coming back. Okay, it's the Lord of Light. That's the god, because that dude just got stabbed like 6 times, and then his priest said a prayer over him, and he stood up and kept going. So like, that's the real shit. Like that's well,
that's what got people. I get it. If you believe, that's what got people to follow Jesus in the first place, is because he was doing all the miracles, and people were like, And that's like what he's alluding to, is that Pastor
Yeah.
Paul's going around doing all these miracles, and people like, you watch the church start to fill up, and by the midnight mass is completely full. Like, the show, I think this is the best thing he's done. I've seen a couple things. I really like Hill House. I think Hill House is really good. I feel like this is a much stronger script and story overall. I feel like the ending was very strong for me. I also just didn't really know where this show was going to go either. It is a slow,
me neither.
It's a slow burn.
Fucking me neither. I'll tell you
It's a very,
I'll tell you that. There's some shit that happened in this show where I went, Sarah, what?
It's crazy. The characters are really well written. It takes its time for you to get to know them, and the town itself is a character. It takes a time to really get to know them and love them. And
it fucking paints all sorts of people of different religious beliefs, and it doesn't, like we said, like you have devout believers, but you also have devout believers with different, like there. It's not like
the mom
believer. There's the believer, the somewhat believer, and the non-believer. It's like there's the devout believer. There's the devout believer that's like militant. There's the devout believer that like is trying to do the best that they can for humanity. There's the devout believer that has like their own things. Like, characters aren't one thing. Yeah. You know, it's not like they're very religious and that is their character trait.
Yeah.
Bev is very religious and would like to kill all the non-believers. Father Paul is very religious. And he's like, look, if other people don't believe, that's cool. But like for us, like we got to do our thing, you know?
Very
and
understanding.
You have like the parents who are
trying their best
and struggling. And then you have like Aaron, who's like a believer, but like, it's just.
And then you have the scientific aspect of it with Sarah and like the non-believer. You're right. A lot of like media really will just cover like the crazy Christian person. And it's like, yes, but there's a lot more that not everyone is like Bev. And we all don't like Bev. We don't like people like Bev.
God. So. Fucking Bev, dude. I've never hated
But she's great. She's so good.
Well, no, she's not. Oh, okay. Like,
she's portrayed, like, the acting is so good because you just hate her. And I love that she tried to bury her head in the sand.
God.
Like, it's so funny.
Well, that's fucking, like, when everybody's fucking turning, she's like, she hides.
Yeah. Yeah. It's just genius. It's so good.
She spouts her shit, but when push comes to shove, she's not willing to do the difficult thing. You know? It's real good.
Can I take over and jump into something that I feel like is kind of similar for me?
I was going to let Mike talk for a little bit.
Okay, go ahead, Mike.
And then he could come jump back.
Because I don't think Mike saw this, so never mind.
You guys.
You just gotta start watching good shit, Mike. That's all.
I here's the thing, Sean.
Join us in our...
You guys don't understand that I work Monday through Friday.
I understand.
I don't have time to watch. I don't have time to watch anything.
Welcome to our lives.
Hold on a second,
We don't understand.
Hold on a second, Mike. You have time. You just choose to watch Clifford the Big Red Dog instead. Yeah. All right. Don't give me that shit. You could have watched like an episode of Midnight Mass, but instead you were like, you know what, dude? I gotta watch some Clifford the Big Red Dog.
Was it good?
We were talking about it before you got on. I don't think he likes it. He hasn't.
Then why did you waste your time?
Because I have a eclectic taste of crappy shit. Okay.
Oh, I'm aware, Mike, and I love you for it.
I
like crappy shit too.
I mean, here's the thing: TV shows, I need to get like into it. I need to like binge watch mode. Movies are easy to flip on and just watch and just have one sitting with it. Shows, I'll talk about shows eventually on this podcast. I will. I have a couple shows in my queue that I really want to watch to talk about with you guys eventually.
He's never gonna watch them. He's gonna watch some B movie from 1973 instead. And you know what?
I thought you
love
meant
him
he's
for it.
gonna watch the B movie, and I'm like, me too.
He might. And
Larry B. King.
That's not slander against Mike. I never watch any of these shows like, man, Mike and I are going to have a great conversation about
You
this.
like jazz?
I watch these shows where I'm like, I'm going to love this, and Mike is going to love some fucking Godzilla movie from the 40s.
You know
and that's
what?
going to
You
be
like
okay.
what you like.
Yeah, I will. I will bring those up because I watch those movies from the 70s, the 80s, maybe the 90s. Who knows? Diving deep into the culture of cinema. The thing about Clifford the Big Red Dog, just to just to sway over from.
I think that's my favorite transition we've ever had. Really religious drama to Clifford the Big Red Dog.
I almost wish we hadn't had that bit in the middle talking about Mike's taste, because it would have been even better to be like, man, just some religious, very, very interesting and deep religious stuff in Midnight Mass. All right, Mike, what about you? So the thing about Clifford the Big Red Dog.
Yep.
Okay.
All right. I don't even know who's in that.
I've only seen half of the movie. I stopped at 54 minutes because I had to jump on and talk to you guys on this episode, so I didn't finish it. But I will finish it and give you.
Then why are we here?
No, because
we couldn't have waited.
Because
no, we couldn't have waited. I'm tired, dude.
No, you couldn't have.
I'm amped up on coffee.
The setup is within the first hour, okay? The first hour sets everything up.
Good.
Aww.
As most movies should.
Yeah, because it's an hour and 30 minutes. So if I grew up on Clifford, okay? I read the books. I saw the show. I even I love Clifford. He is such
what a good boy.
He's a good boy.
He's a good boy.
I'm
sorry.
I'm sorry to God. I swear to God. Because
I'll mute myself.
Here's what
she's gonna start crying. You know that she looked at the really cute dog and she's about to start crying.
Because it's like, oh, a cute little puppy, oh, the cute little puppy, oh, the cute little puppy.
Because she cries at cute stuff, and you know what? Oh, there it goes. Here it comes. Here it comes. There's gonna be tears. Just wait.
It's a cute little puppy. So, okay, if you're aware of the books and the shows, Clifford starts off as a tiny runt puppy, just tiny, like super tiny, the size of like a pigeon. And there's even a scene where Clifford fights over with a pigeon, and it's a weird scene in the movie. But it's weird too because you kind of see the litter because they're like in a warehouse and it's like a batch of golden retrievers, and he's like the smallest little red dog, and you know, and they get left behind. So he has to like wander off, and John Cleese is in this movie. John Cleese is like, "Hello there, little dog."
He's still alive? I thought that man was dead.
Oh my God.
Keep going, Mike.
Wow.
John Cleese is like.
If you're listening to the audio version, go over to video.
Yeah,
Anyways,
go to
going,
YouTube.
Mike.
Go to YouTube,
Keep
please. John Cleese takes well, his name is Birdwell, which is the name of the author who wrote the book. So that's a little homage there. I was like, okay, he's Birdwell. Okay, that's fine. Good homage there, movie. John Cleese takes the dog to his animal rescue tent, and I swear, I would lose my brain because we have our main character, Emily Elizabeth. She and her uncle goes in the tent. It's like, ooh, look at all these animals, and they meet up with the animals. You see Clifford and like freaking the Uncle Casey, played by Jack Whitehall. Jack Whitehall doing a American accent who sounds like Ryan Reynolds. I swear to God. And yet his sister, who is Emily Elizabeth's mother, is British, which makes no fucking sense. Just make him British. Make him speak his native language. Don't make him do an American accent. It's just so weird. It's so weird. But he makes a joke saying, this tent looks bigger in the inside. And Johnny is like, no, the tent is smaller on the outside, so they made a Doctor Who joke.
Look at his face. He's like, I made the fucking holy grail.
Why
and
was
I'm
that
talking
like when we
about
were talking about Midnight Mass?
and this guy's so excited. He's so excited, and John Cleese's just like, I got fucking paid to do this.
He was in Harry Potter.
This guy. This is me talking about Star Wars. This is my listening to me.
And so
This is me talking about how Daredevil doesn't count as an MCU show. This is Mike. This is Sarah talking about what happened last week on The Bachelor. This is Mike and I.
Yep.
That should be a meme now. It should be a meme template.
Oh. Sorry, Mike, you were saying?
It's okay. Oh, that was a good laugh. Oh, God. Oh, God, Sean, thank you for that. Oh, my God. Okay, wait. So, eventually, Emily Elizabeth gets the dog, even though Uncle Casey's like, no, your mother wouldn't allow it. Plus, your apartment complex doesn't allow dogs. And so...
Psych.
So, Emily, because Sean and I beforehand recording, he was reading a one-star review about drama in this film. There's drama in this film because she gets picked on by bullies, and she goes to this private, like, high-class school, and she's nicknamed Food Stamps because she's on low income. I guess her mother's got a scholarship there for her, and so she could be there. And it's just so weird. There's like social media and all that crap. That's just a horrible message overall. But the way they execute Clifford is so weird because if you understand the original source, Clifford grows big because of all the love that Emily gives to the dog, and they have to move from the city to Birdwell Island to live out. Of course, in this film,
All the love? That is so sweet.
Yes, it's
I
like
didn't know that.
yeah, that's why he grows so big. Like the original show from the 2000s, it's good. It's a good show. It lasted like 2 seasons. Like it's really good. So in this case, she is so sad from all being bullied, and she's like, I wish you were so big and strong. And the next morning, he grows to 10 feet tall, and he's still a puppy. He's still a puppy. And it's like, no, it's not Clifford the Big Red Puppy. It's Clifford the Big Red Dog, for Christ's sakes. It's not, but it's not what this is.
Big Red Puppy.
So it's like,
I fucking, dude, when John Cleese rolled up to set, he was like, I'm here to shoot Clifford the Big Red Puppy.
Not your best joke.
No. And the CGI for Clifford
Shut the fuck up, Sarah. Do I have to bring him back on screen? Do I have to bring John Cleese back on screen?
Bring the puppy back on screen.
The CGI for Clifford is so bad. Like it's like trying to act like it's a dog puppy just roaming around, and it's just like it's not good CGI. You should have seen like the making of it. You can see like I've seen like production stills, and it was like a big like cone thing that looked like a dog, and it was just like on set, and it was just so weird.
That's Sarah when I made that joke a second ago.
Just leave that up the whole show.
So
okay,
yeah,
right, that's gonna be a while.
So a giant puppy in New York City. Hilarity ensues. Yeah, a lot of things happen. There's drool, there's licking, there's pee, there's just a ball chase scene happening, and there was a Wilhelm scream in the middle of it.
Wow.
It was just like, okay. And of course, 40 minutes in, they introduce a antagonist to the mix.
40 minutes?
They had to introduce this big corporate guy who's like for a company that produces large things to help make the world better by having large food, and they're having troubles with making food large. Oh no, but they see Clifford the Big Red Dog, and it's like, oh, we need that guy. We need him to help us thrive in this world. And it's like, no, we don't need an antagonist. We don't need an antagonist for this film. We don't need it. We don't. We should have like a happy-go-lucky kind of film with adventures, but no. You got to put a villain in there to grab Clifford, take him to the lab, and do stuff to him. And as I was like watching them trying to get it, there was like chase scene going on, and he's going through buildings, and he's just like, it's a fucking mess. And the message is all wrong. The way they set up the characters, like Emily Elizabeth, like her mother isn't British. She has a father and a mother in the show. I was like, what the fuck's going on? What happened to the parents? And I'm like, I'm done. I quit. I might finish it. Who knows? But it's like, and also, mind you, I did get Paramount Plus as one of the perks of having a job. It's like I put Paramount Plus on my so I can watch whatever I want. And Clifford's like, "Oh, coming out this weekend." Clifford. I was like, "Clifford, yeah, it's a new movie on Paramount Plus." Well, why the fuck not? Because I love the property. But no, they had to crap out a turd for families to watch, and yet CinemaScore audiences rated it a A. Why is it an A? It's like, sure, kids of a certain age be like, the puppy.
Did you see his eyes? Cute.
It's a cute puppy. It's a cute CGI red puppy.
He said kids, but he really meant me.
I'm very sorry that this happened to you.
Ooh. I wanted a decent kids movie in 2021 where they respect the property of something they're basing it off of. It took 3 people on the screenplay and 2 people to write the story. 5 people in total to write this damn thing. Why can't you just find one person to just write something good? I hate it. I hate it here.
I'm very sorry, Mike.
I hate it. And
moving on. No.
Can we talk about something that is just full of love and joy?
Yes.
Right, here it comes.
I love them.
Look at them.
I love them so much.
Look at them. Look at all the love and joy there. Look at those 2.
All right.
I'm
so sorry for your loss, Mike.
And anyways, guys, here's the thing.
He said,
here's the thing. If you have kids of a certain age, like they'll probably not understand like all the bullying and the social media stuff. But if they want to see a big red puppy, just put up. It's gonna be this babysitter for the next hour and a half. Just sit the kid in front of the TV on Paramount Plus and just watch it. Maybe it's gonna be fun for the kids. But if you're an adult who appreciated the property as a kid growing up, it's not going to be a worthwhile trip. You can actually watch the reboot show that's on Amazon Plus. Actually, Amazon Prime Plus. Really? Wow, Prime. They came out a couple of years ago. It's actually pretty good. The animation is a little bit different from the original, but yeah, they rebooted Clifford for the television world, and it's on Amazon Prime. So I recommend just looking that up, or just watch the original show, or even pick up a couple of copies of the books. Man, just dive deep into Clifford. Clifford is a respected children's property. I mean, just love it. So, fuck.
I'm so sorry for your loss, Mike.
Maybe I'll watch something good for next time and be happy.
Like Midnight Mass? Yeah, that's a good idea.
Maybe I'll do that for you guys, because I feel so stupid watching the movie for this. But you know what? That's who I am. That's who I am, folks.
All right. Moving on. Mike, did you have anything else?
Oh, we're out of fucking time. That was the Clifford was. We still got to do our movie discussion at the end.
Okay, well, I'm talking about Internals then.
Yes.
Okay, so Disney Plus Day dropped the other day, whatever. They finally put, I don't even know how to say it, Shang-Chi,
yeah.
On there. I watched it. Very good. Very nice. Really like Aquafina.
We're going to fight about Eternals.
It depends on how you're feeling it. So I went and saw Eternals last night in the movie theater. With my husband.
Go on.
And I love this movie.
Oh yeah, let's fucking go! Let's go!
I literally
I've seen it twice.
I do not understand why. Well, I do understand, but watching it, I was like, "Why do people hate this movie?" Like, this movie is so good. It's so good. There's so many deep concepts. I don't think they all stick the landing. I think there could be. I mean, but it is really ballsy for a Marvel movie. Like there's literally a sex scene. You get your first gay couple, first gay kiss. People cheered in my theater.
The sex scene is not like, oh, they're like, in the first Iron Man movie where they're like rolling around in the covers. Like, it's not that. Like, he's thrusting.
It's a sex. You watch, Like, she says "I love you" and they're both moving.
Like, there's movement. There's movement. Shit's going on, dude.
The movie's progressive, but not. I don't know. Besides all that, I really like the story. I think there are deeper themes that she could have done a little bit more with, but whatever. That's
for maybe a sequel.
Yes. Yeah.
It leaves off in a place.
I love all the characters. I love, all of the characters. What's his name? Rob Stark is just so. Woo.
Dane Whitman. Oh no, Rob Stark. Sorry, Icarus.
Rob Stark. Excuse you, sir. Jon Snow Icarus. Too.
I was thinking Jon
very
Snow,
hot.
Who's Dane?
Beautiful. Love Camille Nanjiani. Steals the show
Kingo,
for me.
Kingo.
That's his character's name. Literally couldn't remember. He borderlined a little bit too much, like the humor, because he's really our humor guy. Yeah. There were moments that I'm like, okay, like this is a bit too much, but it never crossed over for me.
What I love about that is that when you see them at the beginning, when they're first arriving on Earth, he's not funny. Like he's just like the rest of them.
Oh yeah.
Like he's and even when you see like the flashbacks to like Babylon and like
he's not really
he's not like a funny dude. Like
it's Drew. I don't know their names.
Druig's kind of. Well, I mean, none of them are really funny.
He's kind of when you first meet him, he's like kind of making like slight jokes, but then as his storyline progresses, he gets more angry. And you're right. Camille Lord is the funny one. Angelina Jolie, Thena.
Yeah, so good.
So good. I loved their relationship. She's beautiful. Okay. She's so good in this movie.
I think this is one of the big dividing lines on this movie. How do you feel about Sprite and her storyline?
That is the only thing I did not like about this movie.
I did not like it at first. On second watch, I really came around on it.
Okay.
I really like it.
It might also be for a movie that was like trying to be progressive with like the gay kiss and the Muslim. I think he was Muslim and black characters, and also like a very diverse cast. Yeah, I thought they were going more with Sprite being non-binary, just based on her look. So when kind of out of nowhere he was like, "You're Tinkerbell," and like that whole thing, I was like,
God.
I was like, whoa, what's happening? Because I thought the whole time she would. And that's what bothered me, why I was like, why do we have to make it why does everything have to be this love triangle shit? Like, why? But I like it. I like her explanation. Like, I do like how they ended in her character. I like her explanation of I'm always have to be young. I always have to look young forever. I can't grow old and have a family. I just thought they were going to go in a different direction. I think that's what upset me.
I think it's that I didn't see it as a love triangle. Because
love triangle is the wrong word.
Because it was like it was never a possibility. Mm-hmm. Because the movie doesn't go down the kind of troublesome anime route the anime sometimes does, where it's like 1,000-year-old girl. Sure, she looks like a child, but like trust us, she's 1,000 years old or whatever. Anime does that a lot, and it's a big reason why there's lots of animes that people are like, this is the greatest thing in the world, and I'm like, I can't fucking watch that. It weirds me out too much.
I think when I rewatch it will be different. I think it's just because it was my own assumptions just based off of her look, and that literally her look, and I was like, oh, okay, she's gonna be non-binary, and they didn't really suggest anything up until it kind of came out of nowhere. That I was like, what? Oh, right. That kind of threw me off. But I was like, it's a Disney movie. It took them this long for a first gay kiss. There's no way. Same-sex kiss. Like, there's no way we're going to cross that barrier yet. But
maybe in 10 years.
Maybe in 10 years. I liked it. I liked what it set up. I guess we'll talk more.
Next episode, we will talk more, and I think you will be surprised at my placement of this movie.
Yes, next episode, I'm just going to say it here, we are doing our top 10 Marvel movies. With that challenge, I asked if I should only rewatch certain movies or rewatch all of them, and Sean said to me, Sarah, there's no way you can watch all 26 movies plus 4 series in time. And I said, challenge accepted. So, I am trying to watch. Where are you at? I'm trying to watch them in timeline order, so chronological order. So I started with Captain America, the First Avenger. Mm-hmm. I am on Thor 2 right now. So I made it pretty far. Then. Yeah. And
what's next? So Guardians 1 and 2?
Next is Iron Man 3. And then I believe it's Guardians.
Is before Iron Man 3?
So the list I saw, it had Thor 2 because it's right after the events. I think they can be interchangeable.
Oh, yeah, because he grabs Loki and like books it immediately.
Yeah.
So, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah. I did watch Shang-Chi and Eternals out of order, but just because I needed to watch them, so that's fine. I haven't watched The Incredible Hulk because it's not free to stream anywhere, but I will rent it and watch it. I was just like, I don't have time for this. I got to move on and watch.
We can talk about it more in the future, but Incredible Hulk is a movie I like more every time I see it.
I've only seen half of it. And I'm just here to say that we're not talking about the bottom movies, and there's no way this movie will make my top 10. But Iron Man 2 was really good. Y'all just... People just hate on it too much. It's ridiculous. I love Justin Hammer so much. All the shit is the scene.
Next time on Beyond the Screen.
The race scene is so good.
The big Marvel show.
I'm not taking this. I'm cutting you off.
Let's wrap up the show with our movie exchange segment where we each gave each other a different movie to watch with a different theme. I gave the theme, I'm explaining it, sorry. I gave the theme musicals. And my movie musical was, I guess I'll go first. My movie musical from Mike was